we acknowledge the traditional lands and territories of the indigenous peoples who have lived on and taken care of these lands since time immemorial. I would like to thank the grannies, raging grannies again. In the 1990s, when I was teaching at the University of Alberta, I would always bring my students to any event where the raging grannies were singing. And although they are not as raging as they were in the 90s, I'm very happy to see them still raging, still very relevant. And they always manage not only to entertain, but to educate us. And that was the very significant lesson I learned from the raging granny. I learned to make my students write songs. And we used the songs to raise the consciousness of our students, and not only to raise the consciousness, but to challenge them to act. And I think that is what the project is all about. Activism for human rights and for a culture of peace is necessarily a slow and complex process. Too often, the achievements and successes of grassroots peace and human rights activists do not generate so much publicity as, for example, the signing of a peace agreement to end an armed conflict or other crises, or the announcements of the annual Nobel Peace Prize. But the John Humphrey Centre for Peace and Human Rights Peace Activism project, therefore, it shines an empowering light on how committed individuals, groups, and community institutions have worked tirelessly and courageously to build a more peaceful Edmonton, Canada, and the world. Their stories, as you have seen in the video, and as will probably be more reflected in the lessons, reflect the values of active nonviolence, justice, human rights, intercultural respect, and ecological integrity. As an educator myself, I affirm the goal of the project in raising the consciousness of Edmontonians, inspiring them to continue widening the paths of peace and human rights, walked by the participating senior activists for social transformation. Moreover, integrating the lessons and wisdom of the senior activists into digital educational tools and lesson plans will be valuable tools to motivate and empower people, younger or older, to be active citizens for building a holistic culture of peace. As we turn our eyes, minds, and hearts around the landscape of Edmonton, and then to Canada, and beyond to the whole world, we must humbly acknowledge that our planetary foundations contains stands of violence and injustice, discrimination, human rights violations, narcissism, and ecological destruction. This Edmonton Peace Activism Project is one visionary endeavor among countless other worldwide projects to transform these sands of violence and resistance into living roots and a firm, fertile soil of peace, justice, sustainability, respect, love, compassion, and intercultural solidarity. This is the peace and human rights educators and activists strive to create wherever we are. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much.